guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. If you haven't already seen my gender reveal, I will be sure to link that above and also below in my description box. We are having another baby girl. I cannot believe it. I'm still in shock. 4 girls, which is crazy. But today's video is actually a video that I've been actually looking forward to doing, and one that I think it kind of trends whenever you do, you know, baby content, or if you're pregnant. I've seen a lot of mamas do it, and I think it's a really fun video. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a try because there's a lot of names that I love. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys all the baby names that I love, but I won't be using. For me and my husband, we actually started a trend with our kids where their initials kind of are all the same. So our kids' names start with A and J. So none of these names I'm mentioning I will be using, but they are names that I absolutely love. I love unique names, and I just love names that are not super common. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share them with you. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope it is helpful to somebody if you are looking for a baby name. We currently actually just figured out what we're going to be naming baby girl. I won't be sharing it in this video, but that will be a whole nother video all on its own. So I'm going to get my list, and then I'm going to get started. I'm going to go ahead and start with girl names that I love. Now, a lot of my girl names I think could also be considered unisex names. I kind of have this thing where I like girl names that sound like they could be a boy name or a girl name, but I don't know, I really love them. So the first name is Blake, and I think this could be used for a girl or a boy, but I love the name Blake for a baby girl. It just sounds so, it's just very different, like Little Blake, Little Miss Blake, you know. I just think that name is super cute, and I think, like I said, it could be used for a boy or a girl. The next name is Riley, and guys, ever since I was a teenager, I've always loved the name Riley. And I feel like it could be a girl or a boy name, but I actually really love it. And there's 2 ways I think it could be spelled, but the way that I really love it is the R-Y-L-E-E. I think that's just so cute for a girl. And I know typically people spell it R-I-L-E-Y, which is also cute. So either way is really cute. But I just think for a girl, R-Y-L-E-E is really cute. Riley. Just Rai, you know, really cute names like Rai, Little Rai, Miss Rai. Oh, I love it. And I also love to pick names that, you know, I always think about what you would give your child as a nickname, or what kids might call your kid in school. So I try to go with things that are not easy to make fun of, and are also easy to give really cute nicknames. So the next one for a girl is Leighton. And guys, this name, I don't think it's super common because I don't know any Leightons, especially girl or boy. But I love the name Leighton. I think it's so cute. You could call her Lay. It's just super cute girl name, and I think that for a little girl, it's still kind of fun. You know what I mean? It's very different. It's not super common. And I think the first time I really fell in love with the name Leighton was Leighton Meester. And I believe, you know, Gossip Girl. If you watch some Gossip Girl, you know who I'm talking about. But I just thought her name was really beautiful, and I've always loved it since then. So the next one is Jalen. And the way I would spell it for a girl is J-A-E-L-Y-N, Jalen. And I think this name for a girl is super cute. I know a lot of people like the name Jalen, and this name could also be used for a boy if you won't have a boy named Jalen. I also think girls' name can be Jalen, like I mentioned before. I like a lot of names for girls that could be used as girl or boy names. So I think Jalen would just be a cute little girl name. You can nickname her Lynn, you can nickname her Jay. I just think it would be really cute. Okay, so a next one that I love for a girl is Shea. And I know typically people spell it S-H-A-Y, which is super cute as well, but I would spell it S-H-E-A, like shea butter, you know? I just think that's just super different. Like when you see it, you obviously know what it is. And that's another thing with names is I don't like when you have a name that people have to think really hard about how to say. As for me, with personal experiences growing up, my name is Tamara, and a lot of people either call me Tamar, Tamara. You know, they never really got it on the first go of what my name was. So now people just call me Tamii, and I'm cool with it. That's my name, Tamii. So I try to pick names that are not super hard for people to say. So that's also part of the reason I love the name Shea. I just think it's so simple. It's beautiful. The simplicity of it is just super, I don't know if elegant would be the right word, but just, I just think it's really pretty for a girl, you know? It's just super cute. I love it. And then, okay, so the next name, this is number 6, I would pick for a girl is Ella or Elle. I love both of those names, and I said both of them together, and I know they're different names because they kind of bounce off each other. My daughter's name is Ariella, and sometimes we do call her Ella as a nickname. So I love the name Ella. I just think it's kind of like a princess name. If you ever watch Ella Enchanted, that's like the first thought that comes to mind when I think about it. But it's just such a cute name, or Elle. You know, like she's cool. Like she's fly. And I feel like it's a great transition name where when they're cute and they're tiny and they're babies, baby Elle. And even when she's a grown woman, I feel like it's a name that's easy to transition. So I love that name, Elle or Ella. Either one. I just think they're super pretty and, again, simple and beautiful. The next name I'm going to use, I would use for a girl. And this name again could be for a girl or a boy, but in the spelling it's for a girl, so it would be Jordan. So it's Jordyn. And I know typically you spell it Dan, but for a girl I would spell it Jordan. And I just think it's just super cute. I love the name Jordan. My brother's name is Jordan, but I just think for a girl, a little girl named Jordan, or you call her Jordy, oh, I love it. Personally, I love those names. But like I said, me and my husband have all girls names that start with A. So none of these names are names that I would be using. The next name is Sage. And I just think the name Sage is just, I just think it's so sweet. Like little Sage and then grown Sage and then just, it's not a name I hear a lot. I don't know personally any Sages, but like I also feel like Sage could be used for a boy, and I've seen a few people use it as a boy name as well. But I think for a little girl, little Sage, like she's just, I don't know, like when I think about it, I just think she's just super cute and super, like she's gentle and she's awesome and she just has a lot of spirit, and that's just kind of what comes to mind when I think of the name Sage, and I think it's super beautiful. Okay, so the next, I have 2 more girl names, and then I'm going to move on to boy names. So there's 10 girl names and 10 boy names. The next name is Everly. And actually, I love this name. And I know there's 2 different ways to spell it, but the spelling that I personally love is Everli. And Tiffany Beeston actually just named her daughter, she just had recently, Everly. And I think it's just timeless. Like the name is super timeless, beautiful, and it's just for a bright personality. I feel like it's just for us. She would be like this bright personality. I promise you, if it started with an A, it's a name I would probably use for my daughter, but unfortunately it's not. So, but this is a name that I really personally love, and I think would be beautiful on any little girl. The name Everly. She's timeless, she's beautiful, she's fun, and I think it's a great name. And then lastly, another name I love for a little girl is Journey. I think the name Journey is just, I've tried to use it a few times. Like I said, my kids' initials are A and J, but my husband he just doesn't like the name Journey. I think it's just so beautiful though, Journey. You know what I mean? Like she has a story to tell. She's gonna have a wonderful life. And these are all just me, you know, putting this out into the universe, but this is what I think of when I think of the name Journey. I like to think of names that kind of have a, I don't know, girl. I like to think of names that kind of help them to suit their personalities. And you won't really know that until you see the baby, but like Journey, like, it's kind of like the journey we went on together. Anyways, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, that's okay too. But I love the name Journey, and the way that I would spell it is Journee. I typically don't like to spell my kids' names the way that it's typically spelt. I usually spell it differently. Like my daughter's name is Amy. I spell it A-M-E-E, not A-M-Y. Ariella is A-R-I-E-L-L-A. Is instead of Ariel, we did Ariella. And then you have Elizabeth, whose name we spell A-L-I-Z-A-B-E-T-H. So we changed the E to an A for Elizabeth, and it still sounds exactly the same. So we typically don't spell our kids' names the ways that everybody would generally spell it. We kind of try to change it up so that it's more unique and more special to them. Okay, so then those are all my girl names, and I hope you guys love them. Now moving on to my boy names. The first name is Storm, and I know everybody knows Stormy. Kylie started the storm, but I think for a boy, the name Storm is just such a strong, it's just such a strong name. It's like you're setting him up to just take over the world or just to strive in life. You know what I mean? And I just think that's just such a strong name for a little boy, Storm. I personally love it. And it's not a name that you see everywhere. So that's a name that personally I love. Another one. And this name, I don't know. Some people might say it kind of sounds old man-ish, or I think it could be a girl or a boy, but for me personally, I would use it for a boy, is Emerson. So E-M-E-R-S-O-N, Emerson. I don't know what it is about the name, but like whenever I think about the name Emerson, I just think he's just such a sweetheart, cute, loving child. Like, I don't know, that's just what comes to my mind. Like I said, these are my opinions, these are my thoughts. But I just love the name Emerson for a little boy. The next name is not typically a name I hear a lot of, but it was my grandfather's maiden name, and it's Cole. And the first person that comes to mind when I think about that is my grandfather, but also Cole, Chelsea's husband from Teen Mom 2, because he's like really the only other Cole that I know. But I've always, because of my grandfather and how much he meant to my family, I've always loved the name Cole for a boy as a first name. I tried with my husband, you know, like we have a boy name for when and if we have a boy in the future, but I've always wanted to name my son Cole, or at least have it in the name somewhere. So we'll see what happens, but I love the name Cole for a little boy. It's just such a strong name. And then the next name I have, and this is the fourth name for a boy, is Wyatt. So W-Y-A-T-T. I love it. I don't know a Wyatt. I don't know any Wyatts. Sorry guys, hold on. Okay, so I don't know any Wyatts. It's like I said, for me, it's not a common name. It's not something you hear typically people name their son. But I love the name Wyatt. I think it's unique. I think it's nice. I think it's kind of wild. It's like he's gonna be like a spirited, adventurous kid, fashion forward. You never know, right? I just personally think the name Wyatt is just beautiful for a little boy. I just think it's super, super nice for a little boy. The next name, and this name is not a name, again, that I hear a lot, Axel. And some people might be like, huh? But I just think the name Axel is just a really cool name. Like, it's not, like I said, it's not a super common name, but it's a really cool name. So, I don't know. Would we use Axel for our son? I think I mentioned it to Kadeem and he said no. But we just have different tastes when it comes to names. Like, we were very successful. We named Amy together. He named Ariella. And well, he did her first name, I did her second name, and I named Elizabeth. And this baby, I gave her her first name and he did the second name. So like we kind of compromise with each other, but we do have different styles and names. But when we put them together, they sound beautiful. So it works. And the next name I have for a little boy is Seth. I just think the name Seth it's just such a sweet name for a little boy. Like Seth. You know, like, it's just saying it. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just getting all swept away saying it. Baby Seth. And again, this is a name for a boy that I feel like could be a transitional name. So when he's a baby, he's Sweet Seth. And then when he's grown, he could be Sexy Seth. You know, like, it works. Like, you know what I mean? It's a wicked transition name for a little boy. I personally think I love it, and I think it would be great. The next name, and I think people have a thing about naming their kids colors, but there are some colors like Grayson or Gray. Those are like, I feel like it's becoming more and more common, but I feel like for a boy, the name Blue would be, it's just different. And I know it may seem weird because it's a color like I mentioned, but at the same time, I feel like the name Blue for a boy is absolutely, it's just adorable. Baby Blue. Blue. I'm just thinking like when he's grown, how would that transition Blue? I don't know, you know what I mean? But it's something I feel like you have to really think about for your kids. But like for me personally, I think the name Blue is just, I love it. It's just sweet, it's nice, and it's unique and it's different. Like you have Blue Ivy, and it's a girl. But I just think for a little boy, the name Blue would be super sweet. Okay, so I have 3 more to go. Another name I have for a little boy that I love is Zane. Oh, when I think about this name, oh, there's a singer. I don't even know what group he's from. Girl, he's fine. He's a pretty guy. But I just think the name Zane is just very different. And I don't know, again, a Zane personally, but like I love the name Zane. I just think it's super nice. It's different. It's just such a strong name. And I just think for a little boy, it would be such a great name for him to have. I just love it. I really love the name Zane. Like now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, man, I really like the name Zane. Like it's just super cute. And the next 2 I have, there's a backstory behind, so I will share with you. So the next name I have is Chad. And I love the name. I've loved the name Chad from I think I was 13, 12 or 13. I've always loved the name Chad. And the reason being was because I was a huge One Tree Hill fan. And I absolutely loved Chad Michael Murray. Like he was one of my childhood crushes, like hardcore. Moving on to the next name I love for a little boy would be Lucas. And if you were a One Tree Hill fan, you know his name in the show was Lucas. And ever since I heard that, I've always just loved the name Lucas. So Chad and or Lucas, I feel like both of those names are just very nice. Again, I don't see them as super common names because I don't know anybody named those with those names personally. But I love both of those names. And I think for little boys, they'd be a great name for either. So those are my names that I love, but unfortunately I will not be using. And I hope that after watching this video, if you are looking for a baby name, this is super helpful to you. If it is, go ahead and leave me a comment down below and let me know that you enjoyed this video if you like these types of videos, because I would totally love to do another one. I have a ton of baby names that I love that I'm just not going to be using. So go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe because I have so much more content coming for you. I'm currently 21 weeks pregnant. If you are new here, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I am in transition on my channel with creating content, but right now you will be seeing, if you're interested in a ton of baby content, that is what I will be making as of right now. So go ahead and subscribe and become a part of my fam jam here on YouTube. I would love to have you, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, loves.
My way, on my way. Why you blushing? Give sweet concussion.